Quick little update on the car. Ever since I got a tune, I haven't been really driving it. I was ready to go and I can pretty much have been using it, but I started getting a little transmission leak and I didn't want to be that guy at the track, dripping a little bit of transmission fluid and, you know, possibly causing an accident. Now, the transmission leak wasn't excessive, but it was enough for me to be like, man, I need to get that fixed before I go to like race week or something, or do some other sort of event. I thought I was having a transmission leak from from my oil pan gasket. One of my bolts on the corner of the front, on the right side of the vehicle, was leaking, or the bolt was starting to strip, and it was just kind of like hanging in there. So I decided to just stick a longer bolt, since it goes all the way through to the other side, and put a nut on the other end, and just made it tight. And I thought that was where my leak was coming from, but it actually turns out that it was leaking at the connector. And that's the 20-year-old original connector for the 4L80. And I went ahead and ordered one from eBay that's an OEM one. Some guy had old new stock, and here's a part number. And so I decided to replace it with an OEM one. Like I said, it was old new stock, and it was $100 on eBay. So I was like, man, I might as well replace it while, you know, I have it here before I go to any other events or anything, because otherwise I get too lazy and I might just let it go. But that'd be kind of dumb on my part, because like I said, I can be dripping a little bit of transmission fluid on the track and be ruining it for somebody else, or the leak can get worse and then it can cause electrical issues from oil, you know, leaking all on the connector and maybe being conductive or something, because I've heard of that. But the connector was pretty easy to take off. It's only about 5 plugs that are all connected inside the transmission, and anybody can do it and take it off. So I guess I can kind of just show where it goes in case some random person is like, man, my 4L80 is leaking, and it's leaking at the connector, and I want to know about how hard it is to do it. And it's actually, like I said, it's pretty easy. The hardest part is straining the oil and removing the filter. So if you can do that, then you can remove the wire and harness and replace it yourself. Now, I went with the OEM one, with an AC Delco one, a GM one, because I was going through Amazon reviews on theirs, and people were complaining that their connectors were leaking immediately after or shortly after, from the same issue I was having. And they were like $35, and honestly, I was like, man, it ain't worth my time and money and effort to try to save a couple bucks and then find out that the cheap ones are from Amazon are gonna, you know, cause me a bigger headache in the future, or not in the near future. After, you know, like I said, trying to save some dollars. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna get the original GM one. So I'm gonna open up this bag real quick, and then I'm gonna show you underneath the transmission where it goes. So I'm gonna hook it up, and like I said, it's pretty easy. So I'll just give you a quick little detail, like install thing of how it goes, so that way you can kind of see where the connectors are, in case you know, some random person out there is trying to figure out if they can do this themselves. So I'll be right back. All right, so here's the harness installed already, as you can see. The hardest part, I guess, about installing it, I know what this said was going to be easy, and it is, but I kind of did struggle trying to get these little tabs to lock in around the transmission. Now it took me, I don't know, maybe like 5-10 minutes, somewhere around there, trying to play around, figuring out how I'm gonna pop it in there. Here's the back side of it, what it looks like. What I ended up doing is I was like, screw it, went inside, grabbed some Dawn soap, put it around the O-ring and the transmission casing, and then I was able to get it on with that method. I tried using just transmission fluid on the O-ring, but it just did not want to go that last couple little, you know, centimeters or whatever, and get it to lock in. But those little tabs do have to come in, you know, out the other end, and then you should be good. But like I said, I used Dawn soap and a lot of force on this on the back with just my 2 fingers, my 2 index fingers from each hand, and then just kept, you know, going Super Saiyan until it finally went in. Here's the connectors. I think, like I said, there's 5 connectors in total. Here's 2 of them. We'll kind of try to leave the camera a bit still, so you can see, in case you're paranoid, that the colors go the right way. But the cavities are, it only fits in one way, so you can't get it in wrong. Like I said, the cavities are shaped a specific way, and it'll pop on. Those are the 2 connectors on the back. The little red connector, let me see if I can get it on here. There it is. And then here's the last 2. I'll leave it right here, and hopefully the camera catches it. Scoot up in there. And there we go. Those are the 2 on the front. And like I said, they only go in one way. You don't have to worry about putting the harness in on one of these little clamp holding thingamajiggers, and you should be good. On this one on the back, you just run it over this little tube right here, and then it goes to the red connector right down yonder, and then the harness goes up into this little holder, and then the 2 on the front. Try to hold it there for a little bit, and hopefully you can catch what it is. Like I said, once you remove the transmission filter, the harness gets exposed. Like I said, it's pretty easy to change if your plug is leaking at the connector. All you got to do if you want to take it off is push these tabs in and pop it in. I have heard of guys putting like some sort of like sealant on the back end. I don't know what it is, like Gorilla Glue or something. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know what it is. I'm not going to do that because I don't want my transmission picking stuff up. But yeah, I guess you can go about it that way if you wanted to save money and just spend money on the tube. You can put stuff on the back, but if you don't care, you're going to replace it, you can just break these little tabs off and then shove it in and it'll come right out. Putting it back on, I use Dawn soap. And then when Super Saiyan trying to do this, you know, catch the joke. Well, there we are. Almost lost my eye down to this. I better rotate that up. Almost went blind. But there you go. Guys, have it. To any random person out there on the interwebs that catches this video, hopefully this helps you out. Peace.